Hello and welcome to Elite Rounders SolverTALK. Today we are actually practicing a little bit heads up game. Um, so I'm trying this new program LucidGTO. I will write it in text so you can understand what I'm saying. But either way, I'm just looking at spot how to play limp pots out of position from the big blind. So basically the program will just tell you if you're doing things right or wrong or whatever. So we will try to play a few hands here. So first of all, first question is what to do for deuce on ace-9 board. We face a bet here. I think I'm going to fold here, which is 99% correct. I wonder what else we have. So then limp pot 10-3. I think this actually, could this be call or raise sometimes? Although I don't think like in limp pot we have too many ace-x, so I don't know if we have actually too much raising range here per se. But technically I wouldn't hate, like it seems like a good hand to re-raise, but I think this is a really close spot. Okay, so it's not even close, like I'm just wrong here. So basically you can't really fold 10 high hand heads up, which is kind of interesting. Of course I think these hands are, by the way, calculate I think without ante. So, but again, if you play normal heads up, the ante is not. It doesn't matter that much because it's only 2 players, right? So, and after you've made the decision, it needs to calculate the spot again. So it takes a few minutes, or not a few minutes, a couple seconds really. So obviously on this turn we don't really have. So it would be actually a decent raise as well on flop. So we can't really do anything here with 10 high. So again, 1% we could raise. It's always nice that it gives you this like 1% option to re-raise. I think I'm just pure calling this 9-4. Again, pure, not pure, 93% call. So kind of interesting. But yeah, so I think these sort of programs are very powerful for learning, obviously. And it's kind of quick way to understand a little bit how heads up works and how we should play. I think heads up is still one of the most complicated games in a sense. It's not easy to master, especially when you're used to like playing tournaments. It's so different game. So we check, he checks. I think this hand, okay, we get a bolt. I think without the 9, I think I'm just checking. So now it's interesting. Should we bet here or just check? We do have the worst 9, so I don't think it will get checked through so often because there's the king. So I think we need to bet, but that might be false thinking. I think he was just call here almost everything. So we need to bet. He calls 6 high, right? Okay, interesting. This board even looks like something we could lead. I don't know if 6 high flush draw is good to lead though. Maybe we want more nutted. But personally, I feel like we could maybe lead here. Let's try to lead. Okay, we got that 2% here. Okay, so no, it's not really a thing. So I think this looks very similar to previous hand. So I'm just going to check. Yeah, so again, very similar, not really leading. But again, 1%. That's why I love GTO. Basically, you can click wrong button because there's always 1%. So you can feel good. Oh, but yeah, 1 out of 100 I would do that. Maybe the frequency would be more like 80%. So GTO, that's why it's kind of funny. But yeah, definitely you need to think about your frequency. It's like if you're doing this 1%, it's 1 out of 100. If I clicked it the first time, it's pretty likely I'm going to make it way more than 1 out of 100, right? So GTO is funny in that perspective. You can always justify your bad play, basically. But yeah, so it does take a little bit of time, but you also have to understand, like, if you actually do these like with solvers, it probably takes way more time still. So it's still kind of nice. I don't know, I feel like king is definitely a bad card. I don't know if you're supposed to lead here, but it would be kind of nice semi-bluff hand as well. I don't know if the king is something we just don't bet anything. It's possible. But I'm gonna go with the bet here, actually. So we should go like 70%. We should go like half pot there, actually, not like pot size. So to me, this looks like maybe a little bit better for leading. Okay, again 2%. So there's no big difference. Basically, like queen high flush draw, 6 high flush draw. We are not leading on these boards. So a little bit mistake again in terms of GTO. But yeah, I think it's kind of cool program. It's something I've only used like 2 times or something. I'm always trying out these new programs just for the fun of it or something. I think they're definitely very valuable and fun to try. So I would say it's worth it to buy and test it out how you like it. I think they have some free trial for a couple of days actually. LucidGTO. So queen on the turn. So now again it is great turn to battle. We also have the spade. We also have the gut shot to improve. So I think we could just keep betting here. But in a sense, like we do have weak queen, but I think with all the draws we have as well, I think it's reasonable bet. So it is 37%. We should never check. And I think river is interesting. Maybe I'll go with like queen high is definitely stronger to bet like bigger. But maybe I would go like half pot here. Probably call a raise, especially GTO probably never folding queen high. So we should go like 6, a little bit bigger size. I should have chosen there. Yeah. So king deuce. He bets 1. We fold. These boards you just have to fold these. There's nothing you can do. I wonder if this is like ever like check raise here. Could be kind of interesting to know. Sadly we didn't see that. But yeah, this will be the last time we will play in this session. But like just to give you an idea of the tool and how to play a little bit heads up in limp pots out of position. This is still kind of big part of today's game because a lot of people do like to limp the small blind when you're playing heads up. And again, you want to improve your heads up game for the tournaments you make heads up because like of course if you're like poker professional you probably make heads up almost every day if you play 100 tournaments per day. Okay, this is probably too many for most people. Let's say 50 tournaments. There's still like quite good chance that you make heads up every day. So it's still important that you do well in those because the money jumps are still kind of significant, especially on PokerStars, which is ridiculous. I think, yeah, I mean it's almost double the money, so it's kind of absurd. I think when we have, I wonder if this is like just overbet or something. We can fold out better hands if we bet big. We do have the worst 4, but when we don't have the spade, it kind of sucks. I don't know if this is like pure check or is this something we need to turn into a bluff. I'm kind of curious to know. So it's just something we bet super small. Okay, interesting. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you learned something how to play out of position. It's a first test with this software. I think it's definitely beneficial. I think I already learned something in 8 minutes, so definitely worth it. Definitely worth the try. So yep, that's it for this video, and enjoy the improved heads up game.